streaming, as soon as it pops up on the YouTube, I get the little window. Bam! It says upcoming. One of these days, if this is already recording, we will figure out how to get this right on YouTube. If I've got to, I want to use OBS because of the other stuff that we add on there. And you have to run that through Restream. And I don't get if I'm supposed to, I'm messing up the order on something and I got to figure that out. But for anybody that is watching this and not seeing what you're supposed to, this is Anime Analyst, and we are new and we are dumbasses and we are trying to figure out how this exactly works. It won't even click on the additions to.
It's saying that we are live, but I can only see the picture.
One that says, are you seeing that new blue screen that I sent you?
Yes.
Okay, so if you're seeing that, then we will start. So all I got to do is I click that off, and it shows the Skype in halfway form. So let me bring the Skype back up and get the proper views, and that is showing on the call screen. There we go. What?
But I think, okay, we are.
Are you seeing us now?
Yes.
Okay, well, I'm not. Even though it says it's live, it won't show me what it's actually seeing. So, good evening, everybody. This is the Anime Analyst. I am your host, Thomas Fry,
and I am your co-host, Hasnan Zedi.
And we are bringing you tonight another new exciting anime called Dahlia in Bloom. And figures I would remove the screen so I can't read the rest of the damn title. And in that screen, it is in Chinese. Don't you just love when I make those many? I have made more mistakes tonight, folks, than I think. I don't even think it's possible to create this many mistakes in one show, in one evening. And I'm trying to find, I guess, here it is. Okay. Tonight's show is Dahlia in Bloom, crafting a fresh start with magical tools. They have gone through, they are up to episode 7. Episode 8 will be coming out in 2 days. So watch for that. This is made for TV from a light novel, so that when it comes from a light novel, you know the story is going to be good. At least you would think it would be good because it's from a novel from a written artist where they write a story, so then they're usually good doing that way. Now, this thing's got such a long list of producers, like some of those movies, everybody jumped on the bandwagon here. But Frontier Works mainly has it. Manchidi Broadcasting System, TBS, ATX, and the list goes on for a while. And the studios is Typhoon Graphics and Imagica Infos. It's from a light novel. It's rated PG-13, and it's an isekai with a reincarnation. And Dahlia, she was in her previous life, before she was in this reincarnated into the anime, she was a factory worker, and then she got sent to the customer complaint department to handle customer complaints. Now, I don't know if you've ever called when you bought something that didn't work, but you're usually not in a good mood. And according to her backstory, they made her do that for 18 hours a day and never let her have any vacation. I would assume 7 days a week. So she basically had a heart attack sitting right at her desk and died. Um, and when she woke up again, she was a little baby, and she was the daughter of. Let me find his name. She's the daughter of the Rossetti family, and they don't have. Just when I need a name on someone, I don't have his first name, and that's just irritating when I'm trying to look up something and trying to tell you something. And so my pen broke, honestly, and we're in the middle of a storm, and I think that's what was affecting the internet service. I'm on fiber optic, so if the teeniest, tiniest cracks is somewhere down the line and moisture is in there, it ain't gonna work. So bear with us tonight. We struggled getting going, but I'm hoping everything will go tonight. We've got a new background on our studio, and we are working on a new intro, and we are trying to make it a fun thing for you guys to listen in. Now, the popularity on this only has a 6.81 with myanimelist.net. She's got 41,000 members her in the fan club and 6,000 votes. So you understand her popularity is 35, 41, and the show's ranked around 5,000. That's, even though that may sound horrible, I mean, in the world of anime, that's not bad, especially for something that has not even gone through the whole season one. Sometimes it takes people to catch up with it, or it doesn't take off on Reddit and people don't start talking about it. It's a mild anime. She's a magical crafting technician. Um, but it's a good story, and she's in this romance with the person that she swears he's just a friend. So it it would, you would think it would appeal to women more than it would appeal to men, but it is a magical world, and there are beasts in there. It's just there, you don't see a whole lot of fighting. It's kind of laid back, but I like the world builders. I like how they built this world because there's limits on everything, and magical stones only work so far, and not one person can be super overpowered. Even though it's an isekai and she's reincarnated, so she has lots of magical power, it's not over the top. She's not a superhero. She's not anything like that. And that would probably be why it would seem to have a lower ratings on the show. But the story is good. They have good character development. I don't think they didn't work in the gonna be husband was supposed to line up, and they show that dude as like a typical dude in life. He found someone that was prettier, a blonde, blah blah blah. So he dumps the one he's set up to marry, which I happen to think she's cuter than that dumb blonde he marries anyway. But and I'm gonna get yelled at for saying a dumb blonde because but she's got a good personality, and they worked that in really good on the story. So they did.
Yeah, I think the rating on that thing, I don't think, because I personally like this season and I started watching it and it was good, like how they are building and how, like, if we compare it with the today's time, like how they're making the basic things and they are figuring it out, like the customers needed that. Like when she had an idea to have a raincoat, like it's the common thing, but like when they start working on that, and then the first thing I think she was trying to build a hairdresser, to help
The hair
her friend
dryer,
who
yes.
the hair dryer.
Yeah.
and and then the story moved forward and they found the guy. And I think after 2 years he broke off the engagement, and then she found out that he has given his name on the machines that she had made instead of giving both of them names. So like this is like everything he's doing, like he
Oh
bought
yeah,
the
he's a
home and then
typical scumbag.
yeah, and when they are ending the agreement and he don't have the money for the, but I that was the good point when she took a stand like I will going to need the money before I hand over the ownership. Because the way they were building, I thought she's going to allow him to have the home without even paying the money. But
Yeah,
that was the good part.
that would have been a definite setback to the women's movement,
Yes.
because she stood her ground, got the money, said no, 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 this ain't going this way. You're gonna, and in the world that they built, they don't have the modern conveniences that, we don't think nothing about a hair dryer or a fan or a window AC unit, or so all that stuff has to be made. They don't even have electricity. So it's not
Yes.
like, they don't have running plumbing. And to me, the story is around, our world in the 1200s, 1100s. They were just starting to get sewer lines, and they hadn't had a flushing toilet yet. You're still filling up a bathtub, and everybody takes their bath for you because the water got to be hand hauled in, all that stuff. So it's definitely worth checking out, I think. And I've recommended this before, and I hope that you guys watched it, unless it's on one of the shows we haven't put on yet because of the studio.
Mhm.
But we'll end up going over anything or stuff like that again. But what was that anime you mentioned to me earlier? The God Eater, right?
Yes, I
All
was
right,
looking at
that
that.
is our recommendation from. We're going to start doing one recommendation because we've been picking the same anime every time anyway. So from this point forward, we're going to do one recommendation so we don't confuse you and we don't overwhelm you. We're going to recommend you check out God Eater. We will review that one soon. It's an older anime, but it is so worth seeing. It's pretty cool. I've seen it 3 or 4 times now, and now that we've talked about it, I want to go back and watch it again. It's one of those where I've watched it 4 or 5 times, and I'm still finding something new every time. So bear with us on our technical issues. We'll get through all that, and we will see you tomorrow for our 30-minute weekend special.
Right.
And this one will be on Tower of God, and we'll go over the first season and the 7 episodes in its second season. We'll review the whole thing. So have a good night, and we will see you guys tomorrow night at 7 o'clock.